JB Live special from Wembley Stadium today, and we're using a FIFA 2015 backdrop, so don't be perplexed by the finishing positions because they weren't the finishes that they were last season. Leicester City, the Premier League champions, against Manchester United, who are the FA Cup holders. The formalities have been done, and now I think there's going to be a national anthem before the start of the 2015 Community Shield, or is there? Well, yes, we're going to have a national anthem and then we'll bring you the two lineups. So here we go then. Apologies about the sound quality there, but we're all set to go and it gets a good reception there. So we're going to have a check on the two lineups as both teams do the customary handshakes. So let's have a look at the two teams, starting with Leicester City with Kasper Schmeichel in goal. Danny Simpson wears 17, Wes Morgan 5, Robert Hoof, the two centre-backs they are. Wes Morgan is the captain, by the way, and Christian Fuchs, they're the back four, by the way. Then I think there's going to be a midfield 5, potentially with Riyad Mahrez, Danny Drinkwater, Andy King, Mark Albright and Shinji Arizaki, with Jamie Vardy the lone striker. Now look at Manchester United with David De Gea in goals for them. Valencia, Bally, Blind and Shaw, I believe, are the back four today. Carrick, Fellaini, Jesse Lingard, Wayne Rooney and Anthony Martial. And Zlatan Ibrahimovic, I think I think it'll be a 4-3-3 with Rooney and Martial supporting Ibrahimovic. We'll check the formations in just a second, but I'm guessing at this precise moment in time. But there we are. So the two formations, yes, as I thought. Rooney will play in behind, he plays in the number 10. Martial will play out on the left to start with alongside Luke Shaw. As for Leicester, it's the 4-4-2 formation. Arizaki actually plays up front with Jamie Vardy. So a tremendous atmosphere for this a traditional curtain raiser to the start of the new season, of course, and it's always good to see the Community Shield at Wembley. Of course, we've got the Olympics as well going on at the moment. So many people doing all sorts of incredible things. And the referee for this contest today, as we see Riyad Mahrez, 18 goals in his 39 Leicester appearances last season, was the subject of a move away from Leicester to Arsenal, but that's not materialised. For Leicester, of course, without Carlo Kante now, he made his move to Chelsea. And of course, if anyone listening in today would like to comment on today's Community Shield match, you're very more than welcome to join in the conversation. So the special one against the Godfather there is Claudio Ranieri. A year ago he took over with Leicester at 5,001 by the bookies to win the Premier League title, and you just think what has happened in those 12 months for Leicester. I'm sure people there, since winning the league, they still have to pinch themselves, and here they are now on the verge of winning another potential trophy if they can get past Manchester United this afternoon rather, at Wembley. They can win their second piece of silverware in 12 months. The referee in charge of today's Charity Shield fixture is Craig Pawson, the referee, who, as a Burnley fan, I will remember he controversially made a bad mistake at Brighton last season when he failed to let Michael Keane have his earlier effort, although Keane got the second one. It was that ghost goal at Brighton where he failed to give that. A good moment for Craig Pawson. He's the man in charge today. Both teams, by the way, in traditional colours. Manchester United in the red, Leicester City in blue, and Leicester will kick off going from left to right then in this first half. Manchester United right to left. Early touch there for Kasper Schmeichel. Header one there. Big moment this for Leicester. They couldn't have dreamt of this a year ago. Champions League football as well to look forward to. They are guaranteed a group stage spot because they won the Premier League title last season, but the Community Shield, I think it's one of their first forays into this. It's the 94th edition of the FA Community Shield, although it's into its 42nd year as a one-off game at a neutral venue. Great atmosphere, I have to say. Tremendous atmosphere for this Community Shield match, and there's always a buzz about it, I have to say. Here's Valencia with the throw for Manchester United, and if the stream does play up a little bit this afternoon, I do apologise in advance. It's through no fault of my own. There's a great atmosphere inside the ground here today. An early opportunity went over there. Here's Valencia now for Manchester United. We played just short of 90 seconds of the first half. And here's Bali, their new defensive signing. Here's Carrick, who's getting on in years, but he's still a class act. Here's Valencia on the near side. He'll be playing down the right hand side this afternoon. Daley Blind, brought to the club by Louis van Gaal. And we'll just have to see how this really does go here today. Zlatan making his debut, Mahrez and one or two others, Leicester. So this will be a real tough test. As I say, if you want to, and we'll try and keep tabs, of course, on what's going on at Hillsborough. Of course, opening day of the Football League, opening weekend I should say, of the Football League, with some very notable wins for Fulham on Friday night, and of course yeah, earlier today QPR 3, Leeds United 0. Not a good start for the new manager there, Gary Monk, and that'll be a tough old test for you. Tough old test there with their owners there. Sheffield Wednesday and Aston Villa kick off in about 25 minutes time. Meanwhile, here at Wembley, you haven't missed anything. There's just a free kick to Leicester by an infringement by Zlatan Ibrahimovic. Of course, and if you hadn't heard the news already, Paul Pogba has been given permission by Juve to go and have a medical at the Carrington training ground, at the Manchester United training grounds, in preparation of a £100 million move. So he's going to be the first £100 million footballer. It's amazing how transfer prices have inflated over the last sort of decade or so. No doubt he'll want top quality wages to go with his top quality, with his big transfer fee as well. You bet your bond with all that Pogba would be worth 250 grand a week, but Mourinho says price is no objective. Yet players like him, it's a player he's courted for a good couple of months since taking official charge from Manchester United, although Manchester United having set Louis van Gaal. They've got their man. It's a club that Mourinho incidentally has wanted to manage for quite some time, so he's had a bit of a break after a very disappointing season when he got sacked halfway through last season out when Chelsea really struggled to defend their Premier League title. Mourinho must have lost the dressing room at some point. Here's Jamie Vardy now, number 9. From Morizaki's locked down. He's got O'Brighton on the overlap down the left. Still Vardy. And still Vardy. He's into the penalty area. And Daley Blind right at the very last. Having to stop him there. But that was a really good bit of play there from Jamie Vardy. Beat two men now and he looks as if he's never been away. Look at this. Takes on one, beats another. And away from Fellaini he went. But there was Daley Blind. The corner taken short. Left it in by Fuchs. And the one again by Robert Hooford. Come forward from the back. Now he breaks to Fellaini on the far side, and it's out for a throw. And Global Lines Gaining says hello, and you sound like a pro. Well, thank you very much indeed. If you're listening in, we'll be have plenty of more of these commentaries coming in the next couple of months or so, and we'll be hoping to bring you more great football action as well. The season will be. We've got the Champions League as well coming up, and then there's all the Burnley games that we're going to try and do for you as well. So we've got plenty of football coming up, and I for one just can't wait. It's going to be absolutely fun, and it's going to be enjoyable to see and watch. 0-0, 5 minutes just over gone, and here's Fellaini for Manchester United towards Carrick. Carrick midway inside the Leicester half. It's good to have the football season back anyway, and Manchester United were a little bit late in coming out of the tunnel at Wembley. Leicester were out for a good couple of minutes before United were I'm not sure whether bothered's the right word, but when they eventually did come out, it must have been a long team talk that Mourinho had planned. And of course, we'll keep you up to date with what's happening in the Olympic Games, and of course there's the cricket going on the good test match down at Edgbaston as well between England and Pakistan, where England have declared and I think have got 3 wickets down against Pakistan. I'm sure we'll bring you up to date with all the latest sports news, and of course Team GB at the 2016 Rio Olympics. We'll bring you some updates on that in the next few days as well. There's the swimming going on. Well, records set, no medals as yet for Team GB at the moment at the Rio Olympics, although Chris Froome missed out on one in the cycling road race yesterday. The swimmers, I would fancy, will do very well, of course, over there. Of course, the athletics comes into the second week of the games. Mkhitaryan there, signed from Borussia Dortmund for £26 million. It's been reported during the summer, and he looks a really class act, he does. Ball time in the game up in Scotland. Panini has just alerted me now. I'm sure he'll alert me all the latest scores, because he is doing the other game, the championship game. He's on a little bit of a break, but he's just messaging. I hope you're okay, by the way, Panini. Hearts 1, Celtic 2, so the defending champions winning at Tynecastle there. And of course there was that Forest 4-3 game. It was a good game, actually. I saw it last night on the highlights, and it was a really good watch. Even though it was a 10-minute edit, there was so much to pack into a 10-minute edit. It was just unbelievable. And Burton should have actually got a point out of that game. I think they'll adapt to the championship very well, I think, Nigel Clubsman. Meanwhile, here at Wembley, the 2016 FA Community Shield, sponsored by McDonald's. Christian Fuchs will take the throw. Of course, the big one, the Premier League starts. There's the start of the Capital One competition as well. The EFL Trophy, as they're renaming it, but I'm sure it's sponsored still by Capital One. And here's Fellaini now for Manchester United. The Capital One Cup starts with a whole heap of first round games involving Football League clubs. The Premier League clubs, the vast majority, apart from the ones that are taking part in the various European competitions, they all come in the second round, and then the European Premier League sides start at round 3, like these two will be doing this season. Leicester, of course, in the Champions League, and Manchester United, of course, will be taking part in the Europa League this season. I'm looking to have a good enough squad, possibly to win the whole thing. And will West Ham join them, of course, in that knockout round? They've got another predictably good draw. Of course, coming up as the shot goes into the side heading by Zlatan Ibrahimovic. It wasn't, in fact, it was Anthony Martial. A goal kick it is to Leicester. And of course, Manchester United, rivals, Manchester United's rivals. Manchester City take on Arsenal in a pre-season game and around kick-off around 6 o'clock tonight. And that's what I'll be watching after commentating and covering the presentation, of course. Just to remind you of the rules of the Community Shield, no extra time. If it's level after 90 minutes, then it will go straight to penalties, and I think that's a very good thing to have. And I think because it's a lot of people will say it's just another pre-season game, but there's a lot of competitiveness to this game, and it is a major occasion in British football at least, and it also benefits all the charities and the communities, all the grassroots games as well, all the grassroots clubs and stuff, and that's where all the proceeds go as well, for the game to all the FA funded projects up and down the country. And it's always the day they dispose of this trophy, I'll be very disappointed, because this one game alone helps so many teams at grassroots and Sunday League level, and certainly from the youth systems as well, the youth clubs as well up and down the UK. It's an important fixture, and I think it's now a real traditional fabric and a traditional curtain raiser, and so it should be of the football season every single season. And I'll be disappointed if it ever went away off our sporting calendar. We'll play just over 11 minutes of the 2016 edition, and it's 0-0. Here's Valencia now, right hand side for Manchester United, in the red shirts of course, and opportunity now for a break here now, and here's a chance now for Shaw, gets the crossing, deflection, and a header straight in the yards of Castle St Michael from Wayne Rooney, and it was an easy save in the end. And that was an easy header there, but first real threat that Wayne Rooney's had at goal. And well, the Birmingham taxi drivers will be going mad for the cricket. And he actually watched the game live yesterday and did a test stream. I think that was the Forest Burton match. Of course, Leicester will be defending their crown next season, and that will be a really tough test of their credentials. But Ranieri has played it all down. Of course, he knows that he won't have it all his own way this season. But Leicester looked very sharp in the opening stages, and so too did Jamie Vardy, just stepping away from Bally as if he wasn't there. I think he might have been clipped from behind, in fact, but. There's Eric Malley, the new signing, of course, and I have to say, it's a great. I think this should be full of goals. I would be very surprised if it does end goalless after 90 minutes today. I think there will be a few goals here at Wembley today, as Carrick takes it on towards. It's up towards Fellaini this time. Malley now to Daley Blind, who made a good intervention there to stop Jamie Vardy going further forward. Leicester, of course, back in the 1990s were serial Wembley visitors. Several playoff finals. I think they got to 3 playoff finals, winning 2 of them. In fact, they got to 4 playoff finals, losing 2 to Blackburn Rovers and Swindon Town in 92, 93, and then they got to it again in 94 when Steve Walsh's late goal beat Derby County. And of course Stevie Claridge's volley beat Crystal Palace in the 96 playoffs, and then they got to Wembley twice in the League Cup final in 3 times in the League Cup final in 1997, 99 and 2000. As we just break off a second as United played the ball in from the left hand side. A break for Valencia. Now the tall Belgian Fellaini, who was really poor in that quarter final of the Euros, you may remember, against Wales just over a month ago. It doesn't seem 5 minutes since the end of the European Championships, quite honestly, and what a summer we had bringing that to you. I really enjoyed myself that month we had out there, covering 20 games and all that jazz. Here's Wayne Rooney, who was probably had his poorest England international against Iceland. Might have scored after 4 minutes, but they need to put all this behind them now. They've had their holidays and their breaks. Here's an opportunity inside the penalty area. Shot coming in, and it was just spilled for just a millisecond from Delaney by Kasper Schmeichel, and he got it at the second attempt. And here's Vardy on the chase down the near side for Leicester, and there's a player gone down injured, and I think it might well be Danny Simpson. And Craig Pawson stopping the game, as he's every right to, so that Danny Simpson can receive some treatment. It was involved with a clash there between Wes Morgan and Zlatan Ibrahimovic, in fact. Spillane had the effort there. Got it under his right foot. Takes a little deflection off old with Drinkwater, which made it a little bit awkward there for goalkeeper Kasper Schmeichel. Just takes that slight nick there, and it causes the ball just to bouncing through to Schmeichel, and that's always a difficulty, I suppose, when that sort of thing happens. But he got it at the second attempt, and that's all that was needed in the end. So Bob actually been given the Jesse Lingard as well. Just to bring you the substitutes today, Hernandez, Musa, Schlupp, Zila, Gray, Yajola and Mendy for Leicester. For Manchester United, Rocchio, Mata, Marcus Rashford, who did more in 5 minutes against for England than anybody else against Iceland in that terrible night, of course. Herrera, Mkhitaryan and Morgan Schneiderlin, a former Southampton player. If you want to comment further on this game, feel free to do so. That's what we're there to do. Manchester United 0, Leicester City 0. Free kick taken by Kasper Schmeichel, right-footed, over the 3/4 of the way up the field, deep inside Manchester United territory. Ball won again by Morgan, but into the path of David De Gea, who after a shaky start initially to his Old Trafford career in the first couple of years, has really made that goalkeeping spot his own. He's been a very good replacement as Jesse Lingard goes on the break there for Manchester United. And does he yield a corner? No, he doesn't. It's a goal kick. Christian Fuchs, good defending. And a good ball laid in there, and Lingard was on the chase. He wears number 14 this season. Spent a better time in his early career at Birmingham City, of course. Broke into the United team properly last season. Scored in the cup final last year, of course. And that must have been a great moment for Jesse Lingard, I have to say. And Manchester United picking up the FA Cup for the first time since 2004. It wasn't enough for Louis van Gaal to save his job, though, at Old Trafford. And here, that's a good ball out into the path of Antonio Valencia. Now what can a former Wigan man do down the right hand side? Tries to take on Fuchs but can't do it, and great defending there by the Leicester City man. That was really good defending there again. Now old Brighton, who had a tremendous season. I thought he was one of the hunks and heroes, I thought, along with Danny Drinkwater, who in my opinion was very unlucky. The match stats, 31% to 69%. Manchester United made 4 times more passes, 105 to Leicester's 33. But you have to say, it was predictable and inevitable that would happen so far. But at the moment, no penetration on either defence. And here's Jamie Vardy, slips away from 2 towards the area. Orizaki in support. Orizaki with a shot, and only just wide of David De Gea's far post. That was a really good move from Leicester. And once again, that man Jamie Vardy, involved in everything good about Leicester City here, gets away from the defender Belly, and then gets away from another one, plays in Orizaki, and just curled away from the far post. And just wide. I think De Gea might have had it covered in any case, but he wasn't so sure there. In fact, he got a deflection off a defender, and in fact it's a Leicester City corner, so they're not finished yet. Now then, will they go short this time, or will they float one in? It looks as if Brighton will float it in there. There was a near post and flicked on almost off the line, I think. I think it might have been Robert Hoof with the header, and it's gone out of touch for a throw, almost level with the penalty box. But I think, once again, it was good header. It was a good header one there, and it's out for a throw. But I think it was Orizaki, I think. Might have been Orizaki. I'm just trying to think. Was it Orizaki? Well, whoever it was a great header, and Leicester there yielding 2 chances there. And obviously the stream has just slipped a little bit there, and we're just trying to get at the moment, but it is a corner, I think, for Leicester City. First competitive appearance, in fact, for Luke Shaw, number 23, since breaking a leg in almost a year ago. So he's done well to come back from that. From that setback. We're just waiting again for the stream to fix itself. It's always difficulty when you're relying on streams at the moment. BT will be getting an earful from me for that. That is a throw to Manchester United. So 0-0 then in this 2016 FA Community Shield, of course, in association with McDonald's. In fact, it's a throw now to Leicester City. I hope you can keep up with the actual pace of the game. If there's anything I've missed, please let me know. It's so frustrating when these streams do break down through no fault of everyone's at the moment. And at the moment it's just... And at the moment we can't... In fact, there was... Yeah, we've just seen that opportunity where Manchester United had their crossbar. In fact, he wasn't off the line. It was Orizaki who flicked it on. And in fact, he got 5 goals last year in... Just 5 goals in 36 Premier League appearances. But that statistic was masked really by the fact that Jamie Vardy scored a lot of the goals, and Murad Morris scored a lot of the goals as well. And it's well, it's going to be a goal kick. David De Gea will take 0-0. I hope you can keep up with what's going on here, because I'm certainly struggling to keep up now. We've got the... Hopefully the stream will roll on a little bit further now as Martial tries to flick the ball on. 0-0. And the ball back to Kasper Schmeichel. At least both goalkeepers have had some work to do, which is quite a good sign as we come up towards the halfway mark of the first half of this Community Shield. And it's... we will... as I say, we'll take a 5-minute break at half time, and then hopefully we'll as Orizaki flicks that on towards Vardy, but again good defending by Daly Boyd. He's had a decent game so far at the back. Here's Barry getting it forward for Manchester United, up towards big Anthony Martial, who didn't really feature that much in the French European Championship side. And Carrick now keeps possession for Manchester United. 0-0 in the 2015 FA Community Shield, in association of course with McDonald's. And so far we've had a decent match so far to actually bring you so far. 0-0. But a good watch at the moment. And here come Manchester United once again. And again it goes out for a Leicester City throw. Once we see that again, ball forward up there towards Jesse Lingard. He might have used a hand or something or other. Jose Mourinho must be, well, so far with 23 and a bit minutes gone, it's very difficult to gauge. It was a handball by Jesse Lingard. I think that was what Mourinho was more frustrated about. Fuchs has chested the ball down well. It's a good ball round the corner again, and Fuchs will get it back again from Old Brighton. Good first half this now. Drinkwater midway inside the United half tries to play a long ball out towards the far side, but it goes into touch behind for the goal kick. There's Anthony Martial. Really came to prominence last season along with the likes of Marcus Rashford as well. I'm sure Marcus Rashford will get his opportunity, of course. There's been a lot of talk about Mourinho, been a lot of criticism about Mourinho, incidentally, in the last in the last sort of week or so, because a lot of criticism aimed at him as for the way he tracked Schweinsteiger, had him training with the Manchester United reserves, and he got condemned by Schweinsteiger's former club Bayern Munich. And I have to say, in view of that, I think that's a really good thing. Matt says, what's the backdrop? It's actually FIFA 15, as FIFA 16 is being used by somebody else at the moment, so I'm having to make do with FIFA 15 at the moment. But don't be alarmed by that. FIFA 17 isn't out yet, I'm afraid, but I wish it was FIFA 17. I'm looking forward to that coming out. Anyway, back with the game, and it's Jamie Vardy. Vardy on the break for Leicester. And again, good tackle there by Barry. Got back there and denied the England man a shot at David De Gea's goal, although it would have been from a very acute angle, as we see again. He got a good tackle in there. Vardy had nowhere else to go, to be fair. But Vardy has looked lively on his Wembley appearance this afternoon for his club. Hoop is forward from the back as well. Vardy's in there too. Arizaki round around the 6-yard area. Plenty red back as well for United as old Brighton sends that corner in towards the 6-yard box. Morgan was jumping in there. It'll come out to Fuchs, who has a go left foot and gets it all wrong, and it goes behind for the goal kick. Looks solid is Alec Bally from a Manchester United point of view, the debutant. We'll just see Christian Fuchs get that shot back in all wrong here. Didn't show it in the end, the television replay. David De Gea with the goal kick for Manchester United. It's 0-0 in the 2016 Community Shield. Aston Villa and Sheffield Wednesday will be just about to kick off shortly as well in that game, and I'm sure Panini will keep us up to speed with that one. Earlier today in the Championship, QPR 3, Leeds United 0, and that was a good result for QPR, who are fancied very much by a lot of people as the dark horses, and so too would be Sheffield Wednesday. I think Sheffield Wednesday have done well. I think Stephen Fletcher up front will be a very good signing for them. Of course, Ross McCormack in the Aston Villa lineup at the moment. We'll keep you up to date with what goes on in that Sheffield Wednesday Aston Villa game. I'm sure Panini will help us out with the scorelines. I know he's doing the match himself today rather than this one. Here's an opportunity now for Leicester to come forward, and a good cross in there, and it might just fall for old Brighton on the near side, but it comes out to Christian Fuchs again. Here is old Brighton once more. Keeps the ball tremendously well. Now Fuchs has it, near side, inside the Manchester United half, almost level with the Manchester United penalty area in fact. And away comes Delaney for Manchester United, up towards Martial, but again, good chuckle again, and it's Wes Morgan now to Christian Fuchs on the halfway line. Leicester having a good bit of spell here at the moment, and they're enjoying, I think they're enjoying their Wembley appearance this afternoon. Manchester United have appeared at Wembley so many times over the years in these sort of fixtures. They know what it takes. Leicester not so. They played in playoff finals and League Cup finals here, so in previous guises. The last Wembley appearance in actual fact was in 2000 when they beat Tranmere Rovers in a League Cup final, and they were playing against 10 men of Tranmere, of course. Clint Hill, who's now at Rangers, got sent off that day, and Martin O'Neill was the manager of Leicester then, who had a very good side, of course. Tim Flowers in goals, Steve Walsh and Jerry Taggart at the back amongst others, and you had the likes of Neil Lennon and Robbie Savage as the midfield maestros, and of course Big Emil Heskey up front. Of course he was always an handful, and Tony Cottee, of course, had a very good side under Martin O'Neill. And this side's even eclipsed that one now as Danny Simpson goes on a break. And Luke Shaw did very well. Good to see Luke Shaw back. I think he'll be a very good player for England moving forward there under Big Sam Allardyce. And of course Manchester City kick off their And of course Allardyce's former club Sunderland are now under the guidance of David Moyes, where they've got a difficult trip there down to there to Manchester City. Then Leicester play Arsenal on the 20th of August. These are tea time kickoffs that are being advertised on the TV, and some big games that BT are showing at the moment. Unfortunately they're not showing anything from Burnley, but I'm not going to gripe on about Burnley. That's for another video, and of course Burnley kick off their season next week against Swansea City. And as you may have heard, on Friday night they finished off their pre-season preparations with a 1-1 draw against a very good Real Sociedad side. I was very impressed with Carlos Vela from their side, and I thought he was superb on the night. There's Mahrez. Leicester City, incidentally, have all been bought a new BMW sports car each, bar from 4 members of the title-winning squad who have all moved on, Carlo Conte being one of them. As we just break off for a second, as Manchester United flooded a free kick towards the penalty area, but it was well defended by Leicester. Their Thai owner, he's a really generous man there, and well, he's someone you'd love to work for anyway. As Jesse Lingard goes forward on a run, and it's scored! Jesse Lingard for Manchester United. That was a really good run, and the FA Cup winners take the lead in the 2016 Community Shield. No signs of emotion from Jose Mourinho in his first competitive game as Manchester United manager, but that was a really good goal. Started from midway inside the Leicester half, he took possession and he just took on a couple of opponents, beat them for pace, and he gets the ball here, runs through the centre, past one, past another one, and then beyond the dive, Schmeichel had actually got a hand on it, but he couldn't stop it from going back into the back of the net. And it's Mourinho 1, Ranieri 0 in the battle of the ex-Chelsea managers here at Wembley today. And that was a cool finish from Jesse Lingard. I'll tell you what, I think he might be one of the players to watch for Manchester United this season. In fact, I say no emotion, he just points the finger up towards the royal box, it looks like there, Jose Mourinho. And Jesse Lingard has fired the first blow in the Charity Shield. 1-0, they lead, 32 minutes gone. Jesse Lingard is the scorer. Good finish there. Kasper Schmeichel was very unlucky, he got a foot to it, but he couldn't keep it out. And here come Leicester now trying to level the scores. It's good defence again by United. I have to say, if I was making a prediction of who would win the Premier League tomorrow, I would probably go and say Manchester United at the moment in time. Not just because it's just Jose Mourinho, but because of the players he's willing to sign and how much he's willing to pay. But never discount talent like Jesse Lingard or Marcus Rashford for 1 minute. I think Leicester will be alright this season. I think they'll finish top 10. And it's good to see Ranieri being realistic and just playing the chances down. But I think Leicester will be okay. They do miss the Carlo Conte factor, of course, but they've got some very good players themselves. And I think with the money he's trying to court after Burnley's Michael Keane again, I believe reports I received this morning on social media that Leicester reportedly have tabled a £17 million bid for Michael Keane. I hope and pray that he doesn't go to Leicester. No disrespect to any Leicester fans listening in today, but we need that. We need that man. He's been a colossus. He was certainly a colossus last season in Burnley's promotion season. The last thing we want to do is for him to leave. But Jesse Lingard, that was a beautiful goal, and it's worth another look again. Gets possession here, robs, I think, Arizaki of the ball, and then just runs and runs at the defence, past Morgan, the last defender, and Schmeichel, despite getting a good foot to the ball, he'll be disappointed with that, and I think he's a bit unlucky. The fists of delight from goalkeeper David De Gea at the other end. But Leicester shouldn't be downhearted. They've done okay in the game. They've done alright. They've not played badly at all. They've created one or two moments of real concern for that Manchester United defence. Jesse Lingard looks like a man on fire at the moment. And just remember, United have had one less game pre-season than Leicester have had. And they had one game pre-season called off. You may well know that they were due to play Manchester City in a derby match over in China a few weeks ago, and I think it was in that Champions Cup game where several of the world's best teams play each other all over the world, and they were due to play each other in a friendly in China, and it was just, the whole thing was a farce from start to finish. In fact, both teams flew around the world, and in the end, the game got called off because of a waterlogged pitch. It's something you expect, no disrespect, and on a rainy night in Stockport, but in China? Dear me. Freddie Devon has said go, and it's good to have you watching, Freddie. I hope you enjoyed the commentary of the game. Match stats: 3 attempts for Leicester, none on target. Manchester United have had 4 attempts, 3 of them have been on target, 1 of those 3 attempts has resulted in a goal scored by Jesse Lingard, and we're inside the last 10 minutes of what's been a very good first half, and I think Craig Pawson has done very, very well with the refereeing as well. So 4 marks to Craig Pawson for some of the refereeing. As Manchester United break again down the far side, the left-hand side, they get another opportunity here to cross the ball in. No, he's played inside to Rooney. He gets the shot in. I think the refs have gone for an offside anyway. I'm sure he'd gone into an offside position, and it will be a free kick to Leicester City. Yeah, just straight onside. He went off the pitch initially, and you can't be offside if you're off the field of play. And then the ball came back, and in the end, it was knocked away again. Here's Zarazaki now for Leicester. On to Danny Simpson, right hand side, far side as we look, and Simpson does very well, gets the ball, and there's the cross in there, looking for Arizaki at the near post. Knocked away by Daley Blind for a corner. Son, of course, of former Dutch defender Danny Blind. It was a Louis van Gaal signing, Daley Blind. Starting that Dutch World Cup run of 2014 when they got to the semi-finals. They didn't qualify, incidentally, for the European Championships just gone. Corner to Leicester, playing forward there, and a header just over the top there. And a goal kick. But Leicester really reminding everybody there that they're not Premier League champions for nothing, and a free header won by Andy King, who's been there since the old League One days of a few years ago. Won the League One title with Leicester, and then won the Championship title with them, and now he's won the Premier League, and a unique treble for him. All achieved it with the one club. I'm surprised he's not been looked further for international. Well, he has. He's now a Welsh international, of course, Andy King, of course. Starting that Wales heroic Welsh run to the semi-finals, of course, which they'll talk about in the Valleys for many, many a long year. And he almost came within an ace of being in the final, which in the end was won by Portugal. Free kick to Manchester United for a foul on Zlatan Ibrahimovic. He was the big transfer saga of the summer, and now Paul Pogba's the second big transfer of the summer, although it might eclipse that now with the medical about to take place up at Carrington. I'll tell you who have done well out of that transfer deal, and there's been a lot better of this. The actual agent for Paul Pogba, I believe, according to what I've been seeing on social media, he's going to get about a 25% cut in this crazy £100 million deal. So it means he's going to get a lot of money, something in the region of about 13, maybe 14 million pounds, which I think in European money translates to around 20 million euros. It's crazy money, and with the agents being paid a lot, I'm hoping he's paying a few bob tax on that as well. I think all agents should pay a few bob. I think a few agents should pay a few bob tax, I think, on that. And a yellow card given there. I think it's Danny Simpson who's picked up a yellow card for a foul on Wayne Rooney. Absolutely obstructed the Manchester United number 10. So the first yellow card of this 2015 or 16 rather FA Charity Shield goes to Danny Simpson of Leicester City. Manchester United coming up towards the last 5 minutes of the first half. It's been a good watch, very entertaining. I'll just bring you up to date with events at Hillsborough. They're just coming up towards, I think, 50 minutes gone in that championship match. It's 0-0 between Sheffield Wednesday and Aston Villa. Not much at the moment, I believe. And it's Wednesday's first competitive game since appearing at Wembley for the playoffs. They were beaten, of course, by that super goal from Hull that won the day for them. Hull, of course, without a manager after Steve Bruce's resignation. There's all sorts of problems there at the KC Stadium. What with the ownership of the club in jeopardy, the owners there been selling the club, and then Steve Bruce stopped, I believe, not being giving any money to strengthen the squad. And as a result, he did threaten to quit at the end of the season. Well, he's carried out his threat and has got his blessing from most of the Hull fans who are not in favour of the new owners, and they weren't ever since he started renaming them Tigers and all that sort of thing. To me, they'll always be Hull City, because that's the club they've always been. That's always been the name. Tigers is always going to be the nickname, but no more. Hull have tried for Chris Coleman, but have been knocked back, and apparently now Jan Franco Zoe is the favourite to take over at the KC Stadium. 1-0 to Manchester United, last 4 minutes of this first half in the 2016 FA Community Shield, in association, as you know, by McDonald's. And it's 1-0 goal coming after 32 minutes from Jesse Lingard. Good finish. Of course, this game will have no bearing on how both teams will perform during the league season, of course. And then there's the small matter of the European Super Cup, and of course we might bring that one to you on Tuesday night, depending on how things go at properly at work. Real Madrid and Seville. That's the curtain raiser to the new European season, of course. And that should be a classic there between two Spanish sides. Real Madrid, the holders of the Champions League, and of course Seville, who won the UEFA Cup, as you heard on this channel, at the back end of the season against Liverpool by 3-1. Here come Leicester now, latter stages of the first half. And here's an opportunity now for Old Brighton. Old Brighton gets the cross in, low one, but it's well cut out again by Michael Carrick, the evergreen Michael Carrick, and he brings the ball away over towards the far side. Here is Zlatan Ibrahimovic, just dropping a little deeper now. And here's an opportunity there, but it's back to Kasper Schmeichel. Good defending there again by Danny Simpson. Danny Simpson, of course, is the man who's picked up the yellow card, the solitary yellow card so far in the game. That's, I have to say, it's been refereed with great common sense by referee Craig Pawson. Of course, all these new rule changes that you have to, one person should be taking the kick off, and you have to play the ball back now. That's a new law that's coming to the game. And of course now players can't surround the referee and protest that much, because in the Premier League, especially this season, because they're in danger of picking up the yellow card. And of course there's this grey area, last man, of course, goalkeepers now under the new legislations, if they're deeming to be the last line of defence and they bring a player down in the area, it's an automatic yellow card rather than a red card, which would be presented to an outfield player. So some grey areas in the rule changes, of course, for this coming season, but I'm sure we'll get through all that as the season goes by. Now Riyad Mahrez, far side for Leicester. We haven't seen much of him as an attacking force so far. Looks a little bit off the pace a little bit there. And there's all this transfer talk of him going to Arsenal. That's really unsettled him a little bit. Challenges playing in left, right and centre here on the just by the halfway line. Danny Drinkwater, formerly of Manchester United, of course. Not seen much of Anthony Martial yet in the game. It's a free kick to Leicester, I think, by Balbert, by Martial. And Zlatan coming back to do a bit of a defensive job. I think he will be a big hit in the Premier League, Zlatan Ibrahimovic, I have to say. Here's a free kick floated in. Now Zaki has taken possession. Now Drinkwater has it in possession for Manchester United. And 1-0 Leicester trail. And they're going to have a corner. Or are they? Well, I thought it was a corner. The referee's assistant on the far side says goal kick. Well, I have to say, I thought O'Brighton had got the goal kick, got the corner, but the linesman on the far side didn't agree. Let's have a look at that. Who touched it last? Stephen Child is the linesman on the far side, and I thought that was a corner. I have to say, the linesman there got it wrong, Mr. Child, but we now play 45 minutes, and we're going to have an extra minute more at the end of what's been a highly competitive first half. The stream will stay on, by the way, at half time. I'm only taking 5-10 minutes. I'll turn the volume down on the actual commentary and on the commentary microphone, and then have 5 minutes or so, and then come back with you all the latest news from the football, the cricket, and also see but Gingy have won any Olympic medals at the moment. Here's Valencia now, last seconds now. It's on the last 30 seconds of the first half then. This one extra minute. This is the goal scorer on the right hand side, Jesse Lingard, and how well he took it. And the ball laid back. Bally, who's done really well in this first half, I have to say. Beautiful bright sunshine here at Wembley, and referee Craig Porter now will surely now in a couple of seconds bring the first half to a close. We have played the 1 minute, and there we are. 5 seconds in fact over the minute, and there we are, half time then at Wembley. 1-0 to Manchester United. Jesse Lingard's goal after 32 minutes is the difference between the two sides. Leicester threatened as well. They had a couple of half chances. Jamie Vardy's been involved in the best moves that they've made, but at the moment it's that beautiful run through and shot by Jesse Lingard after 32 minutes that gives Manchester United a half-time lead here at Wembley. And that is the situation at this moment in time in a sunlit Wembley Stadium. Well, I'm going to take 10 minutes away. As I say, we'll be back in about 5 or 10 minutes to bring you the second half and all the sports news that's already taken place in the football world, the cricketing world, and the Olympics in Rio at this moment in time. But for me, the stream will stay on, will stay live. But for me, JB, for the moment anyway, it's half time, 1-0, and we'll be back in about 5 or 6 minutes time. Welcome back, everybody. Welcome back, everybody. Welcome back to the second. Welcome back. We're still half time in the Leicester City Manchester United game, where Manchester United leading by a goal to nil. We've had a couple of unfortunate messages where I've had to block a user because he's sworn. If you're going to comment, and I want you to comment cleanly, because I want to read all these comments out. The more comments I read out, the better. But unfortunately, there are some people who just will resort to swearing. So please do not swear when you're doing these. When we're doing these games, it's a family show, and I will not read any more. People that do read out messages will be banned from the channel and will be deleted, because I will not have any of this. No swearing is allowed, and you won't get it read out, so I won't be reading it, just so you know. Anyway, just to keep you up to date with what's going on in the world of sport, first of all, let's start with football. In the Championship, Leeds were beaten soundly 3-0 against QPR. Sheffield Wednesday and Aston Villa is now half an hour old, and the scoreline there is Sheffield Wednesday 0, Aston Villa 0. Scott Sinclair got the winner for Celtic today as they start the Scottish Premiership Championship defence with a 2-1 win at Tynecastle against Hearts. In the cricket, England versus Pakistan. England now. Let me give you the full score. England, who made 297 in their first innings. Pakistan made 400 in their first innings. And then England declared earlier today on 445 for 6. And now Pakistan 1 wicket from losing the third test here up at Edgbaston. At the moment, with 65 overs gone, it's 185 for 9. And Pakistan, if they're going to win the series, and it's looking very much, or going to save the series, are going to need to score another 158 more runs to save the test. Their second innings is as follows. Hafiz went for 2. Aslam was the top scorer for 70. Azhar went for 38. Yunus out for 4. Misbah Al-Haq, the captain, gone for 10. Stephen Finn getting his first wicket in the series. In fact, he got 2. He got Aslam as well. Bowled him. So a bit of joy there for Stephen Finn. He's had a frustrating summer. Vokes got Shafiq and Safaz both for Ducks. Yazir went for 7 off the bowling of Anderson. He's got 2 wickets as well. He got Eunice's wicket as well. Stuart Broad in there. He's also got 2 wickets. He got Hafiz as well. Sohail and Raihat now are the 2 men left to try and save the game. And it looks as if it won't be happening for Pakistan in the Test series. So England just need 1 more wicket to win that third Test match against Pakistan. And in the Olympic Games, a bit of news from that, as I can see a father and son there from Manchester United enjoying their day out at Wembley. Russians have actually been banned from the Paralympic Games following the doping scandal. And at the moment, let's just see what's happening at the moment in the medal. No medals so far for Team GB at the Olympics, so there's still a long way to go at the moment. Mudanov has won the first gold for Russia. He actually won in the judo, which won't have gone down too well with a lot of supporters down there, I'm sure. As Leicester are about to come out onto the field for the start of the second half at Wembley. So we'll be back with the commentary in that very shortly. Colin Oates has gone knocked out of the judo in the 32 round of 32, and the rowing is off as well because there's been a lot of high winds, of course, over in Rio, and there was a few problems, of course, in the rowing yesterday. And PT on he's reached his swimming final, but he set new world record there, and there's a commentary on that to come in the Olympic report. No medals as yet for Team GB, but I'm sure in the pool tonight. And the gymnasts have had a good day. They've qualified as well in the gymnastics. So a little bit of news from the Olympic Games. And we're ready to restart the second half. And here's Musa. He's come on at half time. And he will be a very good player. He's probably the natural replacement for Carlo Conte, who left the fray to join Chelsea, of course. So let me confirm that substitution for you then. A good finish there by Lingard on 32 minutes. So away we go. We'll confirm who Musa actually replaced at half time. We'll get confirmation as soon as we get it. But we are away in the second half, and Leicester now going towards the right hand side where their supporters are situated behind that goal. Quite a few empty seats, predictably up on the far side towards the tunnel. Club Wembley members, they always take the mickey and always rejoin for the second half. Just give the tickets to people that are more deserving than a Club Wembley ticket holder. I've never understood that concept of Club Wembley, but there you go. Quite a few empty seats at the Leicester end of the things, but as I say, the gate receipts should be very good. Wembley's always a very good place. Manchester United, incidentally, last won the Community Shield back in 2013. They played Wigan at Wembley, who had just been relegated to the Championship, although they did win the FA Cup, hence why they were taking part. And it was David Moyes' first game in charge of United that day, and they won by 2-0. It was the only trophy that David Moyes actually won at Old Trafford. Meanwhile, Leicester have a free kick. Jamie Vardy was tripped there by Michael Carrick. Although Carrick did get the ball, he did come in from behind, so the referee was well within his rights to give the free kick as Drinkwater plays it out to the far side. No changes, I believe, from Manchester United. In fact, they make 2 changes. Musa and Damari Gray are both coming off, and Zinji Orizaki and Marco Brighton have both left the fray. So Ranieri has put on 2 substitutes in this second half. And if you want to comment on the game without swearing, of course, please do, and I'll read it out. I'll read it out on air for you, and I'll do that facility throughout the season. But if people keep swearing, I may well have to take the chat off if people continue to swear. And unfortunately, it's always a minority that spoil it for the rest of us. And I had a few not so savoury messages at half time when I was having my 5-minute break, as Bardi tries to lay in Damari Gray. Opportunity here for Mahrez, following up towards the D, but again good defending there again by Manchester United. And that was really a play again from Rooney, knocking it back, and now Fellaini has it on the halfway line. Over the halfway line it goes, and here's a chance for Martial, near side, left hand side, cuts inside. Martial got Fellaini just to the left of him, and there he is now. Big, tall, afro fella. Martial with a shot, charged down by Drinkwater. Might break there for Damari Gray, the substitute. And a chance now for Leicester to try and break down the right. And here's Musa, tries to lay it into Jamie Vardy, but Bailey was perfectly positioned to intercept the pass. Now here's a chance for Martial now to break at the other end towards the penalty area. Martial into the penalty area, pulls the ball back, and Jesse Lingard was waiting. So too was Zlatan Ibrahimovic. Rooney on the edge of the D. Ball comes away once again, and good defending again in the end by Leicester. And here's Riyad Mahrez, who I think has been a frustrated character in the first 45 minutes. Has won his side a free kick. Manchester United, by the way, made no changes at half time. 0-0, as you probably know, in the 4:30 game. So just to confirm that now it's Schmeichel, Simpson, Morgan, Hoof, Christian Fuchs, Mahrez, Water, King, Gray, and Musa will play up front with Jamie Vardy. And the subs left now: Zila, Hernandez, Jeff Schrupp, Mendy, and Ujula. Manchester United the same 11. Just confirm that. De Gea, Valencia, Bally, Blind, Shaw, Carrick, Fellaini, as Leicester come forward again. Lingard, Rooney the captain, Martial, and of course Zlatan Ibrahimovic. And just to remind you of the substitutes, as Leicester still try to go forward: Romero, Royo, Yera, Schneiderlin, Mata, Mkhitaryan, their new signing, of course. And of course the young prodigy Marcus Rashford, who's got a great career ahead of him now after coming on the scene towards the business end of last season in those European games and getting himself into the England side. There's Demarai Gray, signed of course in January from Birmingham City. About championship mediocrity for a crack at the championship, which he won. Played enough games of course to earn a medal. I think you've got to play at least 10 games or more to earn a Premier League winners medal, and he certainly played made more than 10 appearances, and he played a huge part in Leicester's unexpected success last season. But Claudio Ranieri has got on record in the last couple of days in the build up to this game. He's already forgotten it, but they gave a good account of themselves in defeat against Barcelona the other day. Here's Riyad Mahrez, chance here for Musa. The ball broke away from him. Comes to Vardy now. Leicester having a good little spell here. Musa takes over and lays it in. I can't get it through the crowd in the end, and Manchester United can bring it away. It was hard to say because the sun is really beaming down on the stadium. There's at least a quarter of it baked in sunshine, which might give David De Gea a few problems there. At least 75% of the stadium is actually in the shade at the moment. I would have thought a very, very hot day at Wembley today. Lingard, the goal scorer for Manchester United, over the halfway line and then flicked on by Carrick. And now Wayne Rooney, far side, the right hand side I should say. Valencia whips the cross in, looking towards Zlatan Ibrahimovic and Martial. Now a chance for Musa now. Oh, good skills there to get away from his man. And look at him now, bursting down the far side, but just couldn't find out. Vardy, and Vardy might be in here. Vardy round the keeper, 1-1. Jamie Vardy. And Leicester have drawn level. It was a mistake in the United defence because the initial ball by Musa didn't find him, and then there was a big mistake there when Jamie Vardy nipped in, went round David De Gea and finished with some aplomb. 6 minutes in the second half, it's Leicester City 1, Manchester United 1. And we've got a second half now, chaps. 1 each. Well, here it is again. Good break initially. Fellaini with the pass back, which was never on. Vardy was there first, away from De Gea, and what a cool finish that was. He's looked very threatening, certainly in the first half, and he's been the most brightest of the Leicester attackers. But Fellaini there, an elementary mistake and a half that was. Really put Denley Blind in trouble and put his goalkeeper in a lot of trouble. Kept his head there, round De Gea he went, and the angle was sufficient enough for him to get the ball into the far corner of the net. And cue fist pumps from the Godfather, Mr. Ranieri. And it's Leicester City 1, Manchester United 1 now in this Community Shield. And what a game we've got now. But Moose's loose pass innovatively caused the mistake, and Jamie Vardy now 7 minutes into the second half has really pulled Leicester out of the black stuff. And this Community Shield all of a sudden, which looked for a considerable amount of time that it was going to go Manchester United's way. Well, Leicester have fought back out in the second half and have looked a little bit more lively with the two substitutes coming on, and have looked a lot better. Here's Shaw now down the left hand side. Shaw towards the penalty area. Knocks the ball back. Shot comes in there, and it's Wayne Rooney from about 25 yards out, and he shoots well wide of target. Goal kick for Leicester. And it looks a very good match now. I'll tell you what, it's going to be an intriguing last sort of 35 minutes or so of this game. Well, it's got the Leicester fans going, and there's the New England boss. There he is. Big Sam Allardyce is there in situ today. Sammy Lee alongside him. He's one of his trusted assistants, of course. Try to get Paul Clement to join the England side from Bayern Munich, who's now serving as Paul Clement, of course, serving as Ancelotti's assistant, but Bayern Munich wouldn't release him or wouldn't share him with England, and as a result, Paul Clement will not be part of the England backroom staff. And of course, England play their first match on September the 4th against the Blackyer away. Andy King gets a yellow card for a challenge there on a Manchester United player. And I think it was Jesse Lingard that's gone down. Yes, indeed it is. And, well, I'm not sure if he did anything wrong. Lingard's running away from him there. Well, I think he trips over. I think the referee was conned there a little bit there by Lingard. I think he simulated there. I think Andy King was very unlucky to get the yellow card there. I have to be honest. I think Lingard played for the free kick. Manchester United substitutes warming up there. Mkhitaryan amongst them there. And Marcus Rashford there as well, who showed more in 5 minutes in that Iceland game than anybody in an England shirt did for 90 minutes on that disappointing night, of course, in the second round of the Euros. A little flick on, a chance here for United. Schmeichel out there. I think the whistle had gone. No, it hadn't. It was Zlatan Ibrahimovic who was right in there. He's played it now to Rooney. Now Shaw, left hand side. Shaw's looking for Rooney, but Mahrez is read it superbly. And look at now Damari, look at Musa now go. He's looked a revelation since coming on, and Musa now plays a lovely ball back into the path here. A real opportunity now for Leicester. And the shot from Damari Gray, the other sub, from about 25-30 yards out, was an easy one for De Gea, but a lovely ball to him initially after a good run there by Musa. He looks a player since coming on as a second half sub. 10 minutes of the second half gone, incidentally. 56 minutes gone. 1-1 then at Wembley. Remember, if it's a draw after 90 minutes, there'll be no extra time. I'm sure people who are familiar with the rules of the Community Shield will tell you that if it's level, we'll go straight to a penalty shootout. Let's see if there's been any comments. With no further comments since half time. If anyone wants to comment on how the game's progressing, who might win it after 90 minutes or perhaps penalties, let me know in the comment section, but keep the comments clean so I can read them out. I will not read any filthy comments because this is a family show and I want to keep this as clean as possible. Here's an opportunity for Lingard, on to Rooney. Rooney, great play, but Drinkwater in there to break the play up. And again, Musa now on the ball over the halfway line. Musa, oh, well stopped there. That was good defending there from Daley Blind, who's looked very assured, I have to say, in that Manchester United defence. And him and Barley look a good centre-half pairing, I have to say, for Mourinho's men. Looks like they're preparing a substitution there on the far side. Mourinho chatting to one of the subs. Looks like a change. We'll tell you who it might be in a minute. There's an opportunity though for United as the game goes on. Fellaini with a header at the back post. And a good bit of defending by Christian Fuchs, who's had a marvellous day at Wembley today. Manchester United just getting a little bit of supremacy back since conceding that equalising goal. Good defending actually by Danny Simpson initially, and then Fuchs just hooked it out for a corner. Simpson actually winning the header. I know Fellaini put him, I have to say, might have fouled his man there. And it's Herrera who's about to come on there for Manchester United. Yep, on the far side, so it's Manchester United about to make a change. Herrera will come on. As Kasper Schmeichel with the right foot takes another goal kick. Manchester United 1, Leicester 1 in the Community Shield of 2016. United took the lead after 32 minutes through Jesse Lingard. Great goal. And then Jamie Vardy, an opportunist goal after a mistake by Fellaini, made it 1-1 after 52 minutes. And Manchester United now in a little bit of trouble because there's a free kick conceded by Eric Bailly on Musa, and it's a free kick to Leicester. Level almost with the penalty area, Manchester United. What a glorious opportunity now for Leicester. Morgan and Hoof both forward from the back there. It'll be a great story if them two got a goal here at Wembley today. Wes Morgan at 32 years old. Could never have imagined him lifting the Premier League trophy at the end of last season. Here's the free kick floated in from the far side. Plenty of red shirts back though to quell the danger. So 1-1, coming up towards an hour gone in this Community Shield. 50 years ago, the other week, it was England winning the World Cup in 1966, of course. There was no chance of that happening in the Euros, unfortunately, and just one of those, unfortunately. And at the moment, it's 1-1. It remains here at Wembley. Herrera's still waiting to come on here at Wembley. I will keep you up to date what's happening in the cricket. Remember, England needed one more wicket to take the test match against Pakistan. And let's have a look at how that's progressing at the moment. They're still needing that one wicket to win. The Pakistan score now is at 194 for 9. And there's been 69.4 overs gone. It's 198 for 9 now. But we'll keep you up to date with that one as we go along. Carrick has been replaced meanwhile by Herrera here in this Charity Shield game. And we'll just keep up to date with what's happening in the other game that's taking place right this moment in time. In the Championship. We're into 4 minutes of time with it on at Hillsborough, by the way. It's Sheffield Wednesday 0, Aston Villa 0. And that was a 4:30 kick-off at Hillsborough. So a little bit of still a whole second half to be played in that one. Here's Anthony Martial near side for Manchester United. England needing, of course, one wicket at Edgbaston. 1-1 here in the Community Shield. Adam Peaty broke a world record last night in the swimming at the Rio Olympics, but Team GB yet to win a medal. And there's an injury there, and it's Jesse Lingard, I think, almost by the centre circle, and I'm not sure whether he can continue. 2 more subs being used by Leicester, and there they are. So Ranieri deciding now's the time to bring on some more flesh blood, as we see. I think it's Danny Drinkwater making way. I think it might be him. No, it's King, in fact, and Mendy coming on. And Danny Simpson, who was on a yellow card, he's going to be replaced by Hernandez. In fact, both King and Simpson were on yellow cards. So sensible substitutions there by Claudio Ranieri to bring on both the players. Mendy, number 24, and Hernandez, number 2. As also, this stoppage gives all 22 players on the field an opportunity to take some fluids on board and some much needed energy. And it's always a good thing to see, as Jesse Lingard, I don't think he will be able to continue. So Juan Mata, the Spaniard, who was sold, I think, by Mourinho at Chelsea to Manchester United, comes on. We're seeing surplus to requirements in Mourinho's first season in his second Chelsea spell. Comes on, as we see again. Just I think what the injury happened. Liam Berumich knocked it back, and it's a fairly committed challenge. There was nothing significantly wrong with the challenge, and then all of a sudden Lingard pulled up. He got a good standing ovation from the United fans, incidentally, for the goal he scored. And we all hope it's not too serious. Receiving a nice back there from the Manchester United medical team. Also confirming the news that Paul Pogba will be signing. He'll become, if the medical goes well, of course, at Carrington, at the Manchester United Carrington training base, he could be the £100 million signing, the first one in footballing history. And that would be the biggest transfer coup of the summer. Although I think he's a way to go in the World League, behind the likes of Mr. Bale, Mr. Messi, and of course Cristiano Ronaldo, of course. I think he's a bit way off that sort of league yet, but £100 million is a sizable transfer fee. Let's just hope it doesn't wear very heavy on his shoulders, because it seemed to do when Raheem Sterling moved for over 50 million last season, and he failed to really impress, not just for Manchester City, his current club, but for England as well. If you want to comment, please do. We always enjoy the comments section, and please, you know, if anyone's looking at United, I know Panini's got his football commentary on. He's doing the Aston Villa game this afternoon on YouTube. I'm trying not to give him as much re-advertising as I'd like, but yeah, if you want to give us a message, give us a shout. I will read it out, but keep it clean, please. It is a family show. 25 to play then in this second half. Plus stoppage time. Leicester 1, Manchester United 1. As things stand, we'll be going to a penalty shootout then, as Manchester United break through Rooney. Ball back towards Zlatan Ibrahimovic. Now they might get an opportunity to get another cross in. Herrera now for United, one of the subs. And we get a second opportunity. And the ball breaks to Leicester. And that was well over it. I think it might have been Mendy who tried to play the ball forward in the end. This is Fellaini now on the near side for United. It's 1-1. And an interesting game, I'll probably say. Wayne Rooney now on the halfway line. Good ball again. Now Blind 10 yards inside his own half. Knocks a 70-yard pass into the path of Anthony Martial. Looks to twist and turn and do all sorts of things there. The Frenchman, he did very well. And almost found Fellaini, but a good little challenge there by, I think, Mendy got there first ball, Leicester. And he's trying to get Vardy away, but Blind is there, and in fact, the applause you can hear in the background is for the 1966 World Cup winning side, of course. 50 years ago they won it there, and there's a few of them there. So Jeff Hurst, who got the third goal, of course, and the minute 66 is where they're applauding at the moment. And they deserve all the round of applause and all the plaudits they can get. It was a great moment, and here's an opportunity here for Gray. Good running by Gray, and he got towards the edge of the penalty area with that, and he was just dispossessed right at the very last. It might have been Fellaini, in fact. Here's Mahrez. I'd love to see a bit more from him in this second half. He hasn't really had a good match, to be fair, and that's a poor ball by his own high standards. I mean, if he's looking to engineer a move, that's not the way to do it. A poor ball like that. Here's Martial for Manchester United inside his own half. Back to Shaw. Shaw now in turn to Blind, and then Rooney on to Barry, who's had a good debut today, competitive debut. They had to treat the Wayne Rooney testimonial match with Everton the other night, United, as a bit of both teams actually went through it like a proper competitive game, and it wasn't played as sort of like a testimonial game, but at least Rooney's got a good benefit for 12 years service at Old Trafford. I mean, you've got to be a good player to have done 12 years at Manchester United. Certainly most of them under the stewardship of certain Alex Ferguson, of course. Here's Anthony Martial. Still Martial. Really broke into that side last season, having been the most expensive teenager. Here's Fellaini inside the penalty area. Lays the ball back. Shot coming in from Wayne Rooney, left-footed. And the captain of United hits it straight into the path of Schmeichel, who made a comfortable save. And Musa, trying to hold the ball up on the halfway line, yields a throw. Wayne Rooney, he had a poor summer, really. Certainly had a poor match in that humiliating defeat in the second European Championship round against Iceland. And Luke Shaw has lasted about 68 minutes, and he's going to come on to be replaced by Rocchio, and we're going to see the first appearance this season of young Marcus Rashford, who replaces the Frenchman Anthony Martial, of course, whose French side got within an ace of winning the championships, dominated the final, I remember, against Portugal, but just couldn't take the chances. I'm surprised no Premier League Cups coming for Antoine Griezmann. He's openly stated in social media that he's open to a Premier League, a move to the Barclays Premier League, or the English Premier League as it's now known again, because Barclays' sponsorship of the competition ended last last season. And that kicks off in just under a week's time. 6 days' time now, the big kick-off. And that should be an interesting start. On ball over the top now. A chance here for Vardy again to get on his bike. He hasn't stopped running all day, Jamie Vardy. And he's won the free kick against Bali. And the referee, Paulson, isn't interested in the Manchester United protests. And Leicester have got a free kick and a yellow card to the debutant. It was a clumsy challenge, one has to say. The referee, I have to be honest, apart from one or two incidents, and that's a clear booking. He's absolutely pushed him to the floor. He's dumped him to the ground. He knew Vardy was going to get to the ball first, and he had no other option but to absolutely blatantly push him. And I think Eric Bailly deserves his yellow card. Good refereeing by Mr. Pawson. And this is a great opportunity for Leicester to go into the lead. Mahrez is up, King is up, Morgan is forward, so too is Robert Hoof, big Robert Hoof there, the signing from Stoke. Now then, the set piece didn't come off last time. This time it's a little bit better, but it was staying in the arms of David De Gea. And was whipped in more towards the goal, but at the moment it's still 1-1 here at Wembley. A great Community Shield final, and I'm really enjoying this match. It's been a real match, real competitive game, and I think it's one of the best Charity Shields we've seen for quite a long time, to be honest. Probably since 4 years ago when we had that clash at Villa Park, as Wembley was being used for the Olympic Games, of course, when Manchester City and Chelsea played out a real 3-2 epic at Villa Park in Birmingham. Here's Riyad Mahrez looking to run towards the penalty box, but he was well intercepted there by young Marcus Rashford, who had no option but to go down a blind alley and concede a throw to Leicester, which Riyad Mahrez will take now, 10 yards from the Manchester United penalty area. It's going to be Fernandes, the number 2, who's going to throw it into that penalty area. And it gives an opportunity for Robert Hoof to come forward from centre back here to try and make up the numbers. 18 minutes to play. Here's the throw into the penalty area, flicked away, but Hernandez will get a second bite. Crosses in, and it goes into the Leicester fans for a goal kick, unfortunately. Tried the cross come shot and it just curled away, and it wasn't going to trouble David De Gea too much. Was there a push there by Fellaini? Well, De Gea got the ball comfortably. Was there a foul there on Robert Hoof? Well, you've seen them given. And the Leicester fans with all their clappers, which make a very, very unique atmosphere, certainly when they're at the King Power Stadium. And it makes for a noisy and difficult time for their opponents. They really did do well, and of course Jamie Vardy broke the actual consecutive goal scoring record. It was his 13th consecutive goal, and it came against Manchester United last season. Both teams incidentally drew 1-1. It ended a draw in both contests between the two sides last season. Of course, it ended 1-1 in the Old Trafford game, and of course it was 1-1 in the game where Jamie Vardy scored that remarkable goal, which took him to 13 consecutive games, breaking the old record set by a certain Ruud van Nistelrooy. Royo now to Ibrahimovic, who's got the number 9 shirt, and tries to play that in. An opportunity now for Vardy again. He looks an absolute threat at the moment. 1-1 is the score here between Leicester and Manchester United. Great game here, Connor. I really, it's good to see you that you're listening in to us. 1-1 here. Who will win it? That is the question. Or will it go to a penalty shootout and possibly see a winner from that? And of course 0-0 at half time. It's got a Hillsborough between Sheffield Wednesday and Aston Villa. And in the cricket, bring you up to date, England have beaten Pakistan. They've done it by 141 runs. They got to 201 and then England got that final wicket, the wicket of Sahil. It was Molinari who got the last wicket. It was a cork and bowl chance, and now England go 2-1 up in the 4 Test match series. So whatever happens now, Pakistan can't actually win the actual series. And Adam Peaty, of course, breaking world records galore in the Olympic Games. He's through to the swimming. He's through to the 100 metres final, of course, in the swimming. I forget what sort of discipline it was, but I do have a commentary prepared with some highlights a little bit later on. Here's Fellaini now to Blin. Blin touches it back. Now Rooney back to Blin once again. Edge of the penalty area. Here's Marcus Rashford, left hand side, towards the edge of the area. Gets to the byline. Can he keep it in? Ball is knocked behind by Danny Drinkwater for a corner. But Rashford looking a lively character, as he has done certainly for the back end of last season and for whatever time he had at the European Championships, which in my opinion wasn't enough time. And you have to blame the former manager Roy Hodgson for that. It's a corner now to be taken by Rooney, who's kept the England captaincy hooker by crook. I think he should have retired from international football. The referee just making sure that there's no shenanigans in the penalty area, no pushing shenanigans. He's keeping an eye on that little battle inside that 6-yard area. Rooney with the right foot crosses in from the left hand side. Header won there by the Leicester defence, and there was a player gone down there, and Eric Barry, I think, lost the shin pad, and when he conceded the 3 kick for a foul there on Damari Gray, went to receive that shin pad. In fact, it wasn't a shin pad, it was a boot. It was actually a boot. Well, who's your money on now, folks? Is it Manchester United or Leicester? And you've got about, in fact, you've got 15 minutes now. We're going to have the JB Man in the Match. That's back for a new season, of course, for all the televised matches that take place on a Sunday afternoon. We will do one commentary a Sunday afternoon, of course. And the JB Man in the Match is back for the Sunday afternoon games. It doesn't apply for the Burnley matches that we'll cover. But we will be doing all the televised Premier League games. The JB Man in the Match. So you've got 15 minutes to vote for your Man in the Match. You've got until the 90th minute of normal time to vote, and then the vote will close and I'll announce it on air. So please get your votes in. Comment on who you want to see crown the JB Man in the Match. Of course, there will be an official Man in the Match, of course, at Wembley. But I want to know who you vote as the Man in the Match in the JB Man in the Match vote, and I'll announce who wins it. Doesn't get an award, of course, but we want to see who's been your Man in the Match, listening to the Community Shield, or maybe watching it on the stream and watching it on the TV and listening to the commentary. So let me know. Conor Disasko, I'll just come back to that in a moment as Kasper Schmeichel comes racing out of his goal to deny United a little further. Of course, his father was a distinguished goalkeeper there for Manchester United for many years. I'll come back to what Conor Martin's just asked me in a moment or two about Burnley, because Manchester United are just on the attack here at Wembley. Opportunity now for Valencia. Gets the cross in, and it's a corner conceded there by Gray. So an opportunity now. Leicester about to make their final substitution of the afternoon, I think. I think you're allowed something like 5 or 6 substitutions, I think. But it will be, the corner's been taken anyway, and the ball put back, and there's opportunity here. Touch forward again. It was Zlatan Ibrahimovic, and it was cleared off the line. I don't think he hit the shot well. It was inside the 6-yard area, and the Leicester defender was well positioned on the line to hook it away. But United haven't finished yet. They're building down the far side at the moment, and Valencia wasn't on the same wavelength, unfortunately. Well, that's the first time we've seen a goal from good old Zlatan Ibrahimovic. It was a mistake by the defender Hernandez, and in the end it was knocked away. It wasn't as I say, it wasn't a tamely hit shot by Zlatan. Rooney kept it alive, and I think the defender got back there and did very well. Meanwhile, change for Leicester City. It's Jeff Schlupp who's going to come on, number 15. And the man who's replacing him is the left back Christian Fuchs, who had a very good he's had a good trip out here at Wembley today. He really enjoyed his day out. and he's replaced Barber by Jeffrey Schrupp. Right, to go back to Connor Martin's comments, he's a Burnley fan as well, a fellow Burnley fan. I hope we do. We need a similar striker replace Vokes to a midfielder. I think we need a few midfielders. I think striking will be okay. I think Vokes, once he's fully fit, I think he'll start scoring goals. I think him and Greg go together like bacon and eggs. But we do need midfielders, and I do think we need the chairman to spend a bit more. I think he's been a bit tight on the purse strings this season, and I think he needs to get his finger out and start getting the targets he wants. Bidding low for players is not what you do in today's transfer market. You have to bid the market value and the going rate. And Burnley and all their fortunes now have got no excuse. They're not what they used to be under Bob Lord. So let's make no bones about that. And that's my opinion on what we need. I think defence, if we keep hold of Michael Keane, maybe get another centre back in to back up Ben Mee perhaps, because I'm still not convinced of him as a centre back, although he did well in the Championship last season. I do honestly think we need to improve, especially on the wings. Johnson looked a good player. I saw as we saw on Friday night, but no, we need to certainly strengthen depth, and we need to replace Joey Barton in the centre of midfield. And there's a chance there for Musa inside the 6-yard box. As I was just talking to you there, the ball was floated in, and Musa with a backheader just over the top of the crossbar. It was from a long throw-in actually. There was the first flick, and Musa should have scored. Hooford won the first header, and Musa headed onto the roof of the net. What a glorious opportunity for Leicester, and almost took it. Keep commenting and vote for the man of the match. You've got about something like 8 minutes to vote for the man of the match. Whoever gets the most votes will be voted the JB man of the match. Here's Marcus Rashford, left hand side. Are we on for a grandstand finish, or are we going to penalties? Let me know in the comments to the right hand side. 1-1. Here's Herrera. And now Blind. Back to Herrera, left hand side. Good. What a good finish we could be in for now. Whoever gets the next goal is going to win the Shield, as far as I'm concerned. Good break up again. Oh, Mahrez initially broke it and then lost the ball. United being allowed to play on. There was an advantage there because Rashford has possession. Interfield to Rooney. Rooney 25 yards from goal. Gets it to Valencia, far side. Plenty waiting in the middle for United. Mata now offers a bit of support. About 5 yards to Valencia. Ball into towards the penalty area, and it's off the post, and it's gone in from Zlatan Ibrahimovic from 6 yards out, and that could be the goal that wins the Community Shield for Manchester United. Zlatan off the mark for the season competitively, and it was a fantastic header. No chance for Kasper Schmeichel. He can shake his head all he wants, but he should not be to blame for that. It was a glorious header, and no goalkeeper in the world could have stopped this. And it's a wonderful cross from Valencia. It may have been a slight into perhaps about an offside decision. Stephen Child was the linesman on the far side there. But what you can't take away is the header from Zlatan Ibrahimovic. Schmeichel actually did well to get a little glove on that to try and palm it onto the post. He just got a little finger on it, but it wasn't enough. It was a good header. And let's give Zlatan Ibrahimovic quite. He had a frustrating first 45 minutes, but he looked a bit more lively in the second half. And, well, he's once a goal scorer, always a goal scorer. And Zlatan Ibrahimovic always does that. And he'll score any type of goal, and that's why he's a top-class goal scorer. Leicester City 1, Manchester United 2. And I think that could now be the winning goal now, folks. And it's the FA Cup winners who have the 2-1 lead over the Premier League champions. But Leicester have been far from disgraced. They've really played their part in what's been a glorious afternoons here, feast of football at Wembley. It's 2-1 to the Red Devils, and Zlatan off the mark. And with another marquee signing to come in, Paul Pogba, United probably might look a little bit unstoppable, certainly at Old Trafford next season perhaps. But Leicester are another team that are finished, and they'll keep fighting to the end now. We need something from Mahrez. He hasn't really shone today at Wembley. I'm very disappointed with him, really. He's won a corner though. Royo has yielded the corner for Leicester. Now, they've got to make this one count. Mahrez, for me, has not been good enough, I think, on the day. Can Leicester get an equaliser? There's about 5.5 minutes to go, and you wouldn't surprise if Leicester get a couple of chances. Mahrez in towards the 6-yard area, headed away there by, I think, by Zlatan Ibrahimovic of all people. Here's Morgan. Morgan looking for support here. Will he go forward? In fact, it isn't him. And the ball comes in towards the penalty area. Mahrez now inside the area. Can he get it onto that right foot? It just took too long. And 2 United defenders were on him like a flash and got it away. Rooney now on to Fellaini. Still deep inside United territory. And in fact, they've won a 3 kick. There's a foul there on Juan Mata, the Spaniard. And it's a 3 kick to Manchester United, to predictable boos from the Leicester City support. Well, I have to say, with great justification, because I didn't think there was a foul there on Juan Mata. I think that's a very, very harsh decision. It is a free kick though to United, however right or wrong the decision is. Now then, we've got another comment. Connor Martin, he says Vokes and Gray aren't as good a partnership as Vokes and Ings, I don't think. Well, he's got these opinions. I don't think Jones, Arfield, Barr, Boyd or Marley are good enough for the Premier League. Hate to see Darwin come on the bench. He's better than Loughton. I think Loughton's he's got that Premier League experience, Loughton. I think Darwin's an exciting player. I don't think we'll sell Keane. We won't sell him under 20 million. I have to agree with you. I think Arfield's good enough for the Premier League. Boyd is good to have as a substitute, perhaps. He was a sub the other night. Dean Marney and David Jones certainly set plays were horrendous the other night. I know it was a friendly, but I think Jones' set plays was horrendous. I think Vokes and Gray will start as first choice. Whether he gets another striker in Dyche, that remains to be seen. It's down to the likes of Mike Garlick and all that jazz. Meanwhile, back at Wembley, 4 minutes to go, and the Community Shield match is now going Manchester United's way. But Leicester have played their part in what's been a good match down there. 2-1 it is to United. Sheffield Wednesday and Aston Villa are now almost 10 minutes into the second half. They played 53 minutes at Hillsborough and it's still goalless. England have won the 3rd test by beating Pakistan by about 141 runs. Great victory. Moeen Ali picking up that final wicket. Not bad for a man who's been heavily criticised for being don't follow his own. He's had to be the main spinner, although he's not really the main spinner, but there we go. Morgan Schneiderlin about to make way, to come on for Wayne Rooney, who relinquished the captaincy. Gives it to Morgan Schneiderlin. I don't think he'll wear it, will he? No, I think he'll give it to somebody else, I think. Wayne Rooney now comes off. I think he'll give it to Michael Carrick. No, he's not giving it to Michael Carrick. He's giving it to Bally, I think. Anyway, it's back with Leicester now. 1-2 it is to Manchester United, but it's been a very close fought game and Leicester have played their part, and it looks as if Wayne Rooney will lift the Community Shield. A man that really was ridiculed from pillar to post in his lacklustre performance for England. I do think he should have been stripped of the England captaincy, to be fair, Wayne Rooney, but what's happened before, Allardyce has kept faith with him now. I do think they need an overall of the England squad. I think Danny Welbeck should be nowhere near the squad. I know he's injured at the moment, but in my opinion Welbeck is not good enough. This is the winning goal again. Was there an offside here? Oh, I have to say, I think Leicester might have a case there. I think he looks offside, but one thing you can't take away from Zlatan is a glorious header, and Schmeichel almost saved it, in fact. So Manchester United maybe got the rub of the green with that decision. I think Stephen Child, I mean it was marginal, but I think Stephen Child should have been more on the ball. But let's take nothing away from Zlatan Ibrahimovic there. It was a great finish. Robert Hoofer's been replaced by Leonardo Ugella. He's been the subject of a move to Swansea over the summer. Last minute of normal time then at Wembley, and unfortunately I was looking forward to a penalty shootout here to finish the day off. It's going to be Manchester United lifting the Community Shield. We're in the last minute of normal time, and then the 4th official will add on whatever time that needs to be added on, and Mkhitaryan might just get a little cameo at the end here, and it's going to be Kasper Schmeichel who won't be blamed on the 2 goals. I think he was rather unfortunate on the 2 goals. He puts a free kick in. It comes out again. Chances here for Leicester. They're still not out of this by any means. Here's Mahrez down the left hand side. The cross comes in by Hernandez. It wasn't a particular goal and he's headed out rather easily. Here he is again now, right hand side. That's a better ball in, and the goalkeeper comes towards the penalty spot area and takes the ball with some great assurity. I think he's had a good game, David De Gea, and he is a world class goalkeeper. Spanish number 1 now, having replaced Iker Casillas in that position. Eric Bailly is the McDonald's man in the match, the official man in the match. In fact, we've had no votes unfortunately on the JB one. If it was Middlesbrough and Hull, they'd probably go. Well, he says we need better wingers that have some pace. I do agree. Dorica, he thinks he has got better skills and better pace. I do think he's quite pacey and does have good skills. I was very impressed with him before Wilson came back. The defence is fine. Flanagan is a good signing to help out. It's not like Daesh is not trying. The players don't want to come to Burnley. If it was Hull and Middlesbrough, they'd probably go. I do think that there are some players that we can attract and some players we can't attract. Well, I mean, we spent too long chasing likes of Jeff Henrick and Dale Stevens. I think what they should have done from the start is had a clearer strategy and maybe try to go abroad for players. But there you go. When you bid very cheap for players, it really does scrape the bottom of the barrel as far as I'm concerned. But I do agree with Darwinka. He does have good skills and some good pace as well. Right, we're in 4 minutes of time added on, for which we played 1:20, and Schmeichel kicks long from his own half towards the penalty area. Bit of a scramble there, but Leicester have possession. Vardy tries to dig the ball out, and it will be a corner. Real opportunity for Leicester to maybe get the equaliser. I don't disagree with the man in the match, by the way. Eric Bailly is the McDonald's man in the match. I think he's had a pretty solid game. Kasper Schmeichel, his dad, comes forward from the back now. Leicester really want to go for this, and fair play to them. Corner comes in from the far side, way beyond Schmeichel's comprehension. It's still coming here for Leicester. Drinkwater trying the shot. Charged away, and it will go for a throw, which means no threat on Schmeichel's goal, or no threat in Manchester United trying to hoik the ball up towards the other end. Schmeichel's going to stay forward. In fact, Manchester United will bring on Mkhitaryan, the man they got from Borussia Dortmund. And I hope the referee actually doesn't hurries them up and... Well, I think he's Juan Mata is being substituted down. That's not going down too well with the Manchester United fans. Boos all round, I can hear. Well, the substitute is being substituted now. I'm not sure if we should read into that or not, but I don't think he looks happy, Juan Mata, with that. Unless he's picked up a knock or something. Mourinho giving him a pat round the head. Unless he's picked up an injury, I don't know. We'll find out after the game. Mkhitaryan there, Juan Mata. Well, it's still Schmeichel forward. It's Hernandez with his throw then towards the penalty area. A little bit way with the throw. It could work out for Leicester here. The ball's there to be won, but it's De Gea's ball, and Kasper Schmeichel will have to scamper back. I know David De Gea is not taking... he's taking all the time in the world. It was a bit of a scramble. Schmeichel was well in amongst that melee, but the goalkeeper, the other goalkeeper, De Gea, the man in green. Well, there might have been a suggestion of a shirt pull there, perhaps. Well, that would have been interesting if Schmeichel would have won the penalty there for Leicester. Last 30 seconds of the 4 additional minutes, and I think referee Pawson would do well actually to add on a bit more for time wasting here. I think referees need to get a grip on the time wasting scheme of things. But it's going to be Manchester United's shield, albeit in a little bit of a controversial fashion, unless Leicester can make something of it in the last few seconds. Well, Vardy hasn't stopped chasing all day long. He's done rather well. And shot jump in there in the centre of midfield. We've played the 4 minutes. We'll probably just have time for this last Leicester attack. And the referee is going to allow this throw, and Hernandez now will hoist another long throw, and it's levelled with almost deep inside United territory. It's flicked on in there. There's still the ball's there to be won. The shot coming in. They appeal for handball. He's given a corner. Well, Gray was convinced it was a penalty. but the referee wasn't interested. I'd like to see that one again, I have to say. Schmeichel's been prompted to come forward. He might as well. Corner's been taken short whilst all that's going on. Mahrez with the cross. He's charged down. Mahrez might get a second goal. Drinkwater lays it into the penalty area. And now Manchester United have got virtually an open goal. But Zlatan Ibrahimovic doesn't go for goal. But it doesn't matter anyway because the final whistle has gone. And Manchester United win the Community Shield in very dramatic circumstances. Jose Mourinho shakes hands with Claudio Ranieri, smiles all round at the end of the contest. Handshakes all round. It was a great match played in a great spirit. Won by Zlatan Ibrahimovic's goal. And we'll stay with the stream for the presentation of the Shield. Jamie Vardy had put Leicester level after Jesse Lingard had given United given them a 32nd minute lead. And then 20 minutes later, and after 52 minutes rather, Jamie Vardy made it 1-1. And then with 7 minutes of the normal time to go, Zlatan Ibrahimovic, who looked from the replays as if he was marginally offside, although Stephen Child, the linesman, gave him the benefit of a doubt, scored the goal which turned out to be the winner. Leicester could have had a penalty appeal right at the end. There was a handball shout, certainly from Demarai Gray. We haven't seen a replay of it, so I can't really say whether it would have been or not, but Manchester United just had that little bit more quality in the end, certainly from the final third, and Zlatan was a bit in and out, but one thing you can't deny, the guy's got pedigree, and he showed his pedigree down the winning goal. But Leicester shouldn't be too downhearted, they shouldn't be too disappointed. They had their saying things today, and they gave as good as they got. And in the end, it was just United, that little bit of extra quality perhaps from Manchester United, which was the difference. We'll stay for the presentations, of course, in a few seconds or so, but a very good workout for both sides, and it was played in a very, very competitive spirit. And I have to say, if that was a pre-season game, it certainly wasn't this afternoon. It was a really enjoyable watch, and the people that paid good money to see this game today have been royally entertained. Jesse Lingard there getting an interview there with the television people. He was the man who got the first goal, of course. But I have to say, they were royally entertained. Both Leicester and United will go away very satisfied with both teams' performances, although United will go away with the actual Shield itself. I have to say, Leicester gave as good as they got. What's happened with Lansbury and what stand are you sitting at Burnley? I go to a few odd games. Unfortunately, I don't have the finances to actually have a season ticket, but I do go to a few games. I usually sit in the James Hargreaves if I go to a match at Burnley. I go usually in the upper or lower tiers, Connor. What's happened with Lansbury? Well, that's been a saga and as far as Lansbury is concerned, that's been a saga that's been going on and off for the last 3 summers now. Is he going? Isn't he? I saw him last night in the Forest Burton game. He didn't have a bad game. I think he's a very good player. Although Wenger deemed him surplus to requirements, he does lead Nottingham Forest pretty well. We'll see. I mean, he can still be plausible. Forest have got a new manager in. Dougie Freeman, the previous manager, dig his heels in Lansbury. We'll have to wait on Lansbury. That's for sure, Connor. We're just seeing the goals again. The first goal was a great run by Lingard, beat 2, 3, 4 men, and then absolutely buried it with the right foot. Although Schmeichel did get a foot to the ball, but he couldn't keep it out. I'm just seeing it again. Look how he just twists and turns past. It's almost Ricky Villiers style in the 8-2 World Cup final. The way he takes that chance. It was a good pass to lay him in the first place. Away from Hoof, away from Morgan, and into the net it went. And it's a cool finish. Kasper Schmeichel couldn't think himself. Very unlucky he didn't actually keep that one out, but no blame attached to the Leicester goalkeeper. That was just a run of pure genius. And Jesse Lingard had put Manchester United in front. That happened in the 32nd minute of the contest and put Manchester United underway at that time. As we await to do all the presentations and the formalities before we leave you tonight. But it's a really good Sunday afternoon feast of football. Let's just keep you up to date with what's happening down at Hillsborough. That was a 4:30 kick-off. That was in the Sky Bet EFL Championship. Football League have had a radical change around in name this season, and at the moment, after 65 minutes, it's ended. It's still Sheffield Wednesday 0, Aston Villa 0. Sheffield Wednesday, of course, missed out in the playoff final at Wembley last season. And this was the winning goal from Zlatan Ibrahimovic with 8 minutes to go. Was it a goal? Was he offside? Was he not? What do you think, guys? But he's there getting an interview. One thing you can't say is he's not a class act. You can't say he's not a class act, because he absolutely is. He scores goals wherever he goes, and I think he'll have a very good season in England. I think, it's not, he's been top scorer in Italy. He's been top scorer in France. He's done okay in Spain as well. So he's got the credentials. He's got the pedigree. And even at his age now, 33, 34 years old, what you can't deny is he's a class performer, and he has been for so many years now, the Swede. I mean, that hat-trick he got against England all those years ago, where he turned Ryan Shaw, when he chipped the ball, or he turned Shawcross inside and out and then chipped the goalkeeper, was an unbelievable goal. The only thing you would say is that he hasn't really had the opportunity with Sweden to win something major with them in the international level, but he is a class act, and he's probably one of the best footballers in the last decade or so. We're just waiting for the presentation, folks, to take place of the 2016 Charity Shield. These presentations take a lot longer now, and we've just seen the winning goal again. But I mean, Leicester showed a lot of glimpses of how they are. I mean, I'm looking at the replays of the winning goal again, and it looks as if he's just slightly offside, but linesman Stephen Child gives him the benefit of the doubt. I have to say, the officials, apart from one or two incidents, certainly when Drinkwater certainly when King picked up his yellow card for absolutely nothing, I think the referees handled it very well. I'll give Kerry Pawson a little bit of the doubt, a benefit of the doubt for the performance. I think it's Stephen Child's fault the Ibrahimovic goal was allowed to stand, but let's forget all that. And we're just waiting for the presentations. The runners-up, they're not losers, they're runners-up, everyone. And a nice touch there by Jose Mourinho, pats Jamie Vardy on the back. Now that shows the man. Now we're going to see the presentation, and it will be the runners-up, Leicester City, to get their mementos. And behind him is the manager, Claudio Ranieri. At least their fitness levels were improved. They had a good afternoon there despite not winning today. They should not be downhearted in any way, shape or form. They are still the champions of England and will reign supreme at least for the next 12 months. They'll give it a good go. There's so much good stuff for Leicester to look forward to in the next 12 months. Champions League football at the King Power Stadium. Who would have thought that 12 months ago, when they started off as 5,000 to 1 outsiders? When Claudio Ranieri took charge, he turned a team that was galvanised at the end of the previous season by Nigel Pearson and has turned them into superstars. And I tell you something, they will be in around the top 7 or 8 teams this time round. Maybe not defend the title successfully because of the way the bigger teams have recruited. Certainly Manchester United today, of course, with the ball pop video about to take place for the medical at Carrington. But these players have done themselves and their manager proud again today, and they've not let anyone down at all, as they received their runners-up medals from the presentation party. There's the tie owners. They're still in jovial, showy mood, and that sums up the feeling around the King Power Stadium. They're receiving their runners-up medals there, I think, from Sir Geoff Hurst. But Jamie Vardy going through there. Robert Hoof, usual reliable game as centre-back. And a few Leicester City fans have stayed behind to see the presentation. That's good to see. Sir Geoff Hurst there, Sir Bobby Charlton there too. David Gill, of course, the acting chairman of the FA since the resignation of Greg Dyke. I have to say he was going before the England debacle in France to the men from Iceland. He'll be delighted though. I know he's doing his special expression isn't showing it at the moment. Jose Mourinho has asked to get their special mementos of a good afternoon's football. And there's another person there who's crossed the line, and he will be removed. Arnold Lee, you have been deleted and you will be blocked. And no wonder you haven't got any subscribers. And I'm fed up. I'm fed up of people having the goal to actually say rude words on these streams. I'm not reading that out because it was just vulgar and rude. Anyway, let's forget about that and let's look at the winners there. Manchester United, there he is, Jose Mourinho. What a tremendous manager he is. Been out of the game for 6 to 8 months since his second at Chelsea, but he's come back a better manager for it, I'm sure. He's not all perfect by any stretch of the imagination, but he's won the Community Shield for only the second time in 5 attempts. The only time previous was in 2005 when Chelsea beat Arsenal in the Community Shield at Cardiff, and the 3 other previous occasions he's missed out and been the runner-up on. Last year he lost to Arsenal and then went on to have that horrendous run, and in the end he lost the dressing room, and the rest, as I say, was history, and they ended up finishing, I think, 9th or 10th, if memory serves me right. There he is though. I think Wayne Rooney will be collecting the shield last. I think it should be the team that actually goes up, the captain should go up first and then the team, and then get all the medals there. Bobby Charlton in amongst the presentation party. There's the tie honours of Leicester giving him a sporting handshake there. There's Bobby Charlton, the director of Manchester United. Ed Woodward there, his right hand man there, he's the recruitment man. Mourinho just receiving his medal and just heading away from it all. Or is he? No, he's just going to stand there now and let everyone else get their memento. Schneiderlin going through, Jesse Lingard who got the first goal, Wayne Rooney at the back of the queue waiting to get the Community Shield. Mario Fellaini, Danny Blind, who had a good game actually at centre back today. Anthony Martial did quite well himself. Zlatan who got the winner, Zlatan Ibrahimovic. Bailly who was actually the McDonald's man of the match. And Darren De Gea, the big goalkeeper, shaking Sir Bobby Charlton's hand, and Wayne Rooney will now get the Community Shield from Sir Bobby Charlton, and it means the first trophy of 2016-17 season is the Community Shield, and it goes to Wayne Rooney and to Manchester United. Wayne Rooney lifts the shield aloft, receiving it from another legend, Sir Bobby Charlton. And the celebrations will now go on in earnest, although they'll have a little celebration I'm sure tonight, then prepare. And what a great bit of sportsmanship from Leicester City. They are a super club, and that was good sporting there. All their side and the manager have poured in this Manchester United side, and I think that's good to see. And we don't see enough of sportsmanship between teams in football, and I think that's good to see. And a bit of sportsmanship in the game is always good to see. And there is one matter, trophy on his another honour on his sideboard. So it means Manchester United will go into the new season next week full brimming with confidence. Now they've won the first major piece of silverware on offer this season. Mourinho has quickly made it down from the royal box again. Any players have their moments up there at the moment. There he is. Must have been a great moment for Sir Bobby Charlton to give Rooney the Community Shield. There's Zlatan Ibrahimovic. I think he will be a big hit at Old Trafford. And with Paul Pogba to come, you can bet your bottom dollar that United will be a tough old proposition this season round as Rooney takes the shield down. After the FA Cup back in May, it's just 77 days ago. In fact, the FA Cup has started already this season. The initial preliminary rounds taking place. Over 700 clubs have entered again for that competition. Our commentary interest will come in the third round. in early part of January. So the FA Community Shield, or Charity Shield as it's now known, or used to be known as, has been won again by Manchester United. First time since 2013, although I wouldn't have won it for Mourinho. David Moyes won it 3 years ago and ended up out of a job by the end of April that season. So a little word of warning, but the Community Shield doesn't really mean a lot, but it will give a lot of confidence to Manchester United moving forward. And they will be one of the favourites alongside Pep Guardiola's Manchester City to win the league. Liverpool will be fighting there. They had a great victory at Wembley yesterday, 4-0 against Barcelona. That'll be a great fillip for Jurgen Klopp's men going into the new season. They play Arsenal this time next week in the Premier League, and that'll be an interesting one for sure. Manchester United kick off their campaign against Bournemouth on a week today as well. The European Super Cup, should we be back in time for that? Should I finish well in time for that? We might be able to bring you commentary of that. We'll keep you posted on that. But there's plenty go. Manchester City kick off with Sunderland, and there will be commentary on Burnley's opening match next Saturday against Swansea as well. So stay tuned for that. So we're going to leave you then. Just to let you know, England beat Pakistan by 141 runs in the cricket. Aston Villa, I believe, is still 0-0 at the moment. QPR earlier today beat Leeds 3-0 in the Football League. But at Wembley today, it's Manchester United's day of the Community Shield. And that's where we'll leave you today. I hope very much you've enjoyed the commentary today. And from me, JB John Stutto, we'll see you during the week, hopefully for some more commentary. And of course, the start of the Premier League season next week. Thank you very much for listening. From me, JB, have a very good evening. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. Ta-ra.